Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about a different kind of topic, and this one doesn't really get covered in any of the discussions I see around product management in general about operations, and we kind of tend to brush this under the carpet, and that is about meetings. Yes, that was kind of anticlimactic, but anyways, um, as a product manager or a business analyst, or even as like engineers, the tremendous amount of time that gets invested. I'm gonna rephrase that. The time that gets wasted, all right, just wasted in non-productive, um, can't use those words, but just pathetic meetings, right? So how do you kind of counter that? Because as a product manager, when you're doing we talked a lot about like stakeholders and these user interviews and making sure you're going to be spending a lot of time, but how do you make that efficient, right? um, that's the main thing. And how are these meetings going to be productive? So that's why I kind of wanted to cover this, which is kind of the yin and the yang of the other things that we talked about, in order to make you effective, right? So here are a few things. The best meetings are actually no meetings. Avoid meetings whenever possible. And I say this in the limited context where it's not going to add any value. If you're not building that relationship or really understanding some nuanced user behavior and all, you really need to take a hard look at what the general meetings that you're doing in your day to day, how effective are they. Meetings are useful if you have an emergency and you want key people to be involved. This is more within your team with your engineers and stuff like that. um, that's when they're useful to make those quick decisions if there is any problems with your systems going down and stuff like that. That's where those meetings could be really helpful. After that, the frequency of those meetings should fall over the period of time, and you should not have these long standing meetings unnecessarily. They just don't add a lot of value. So, a pro tip over here, which I found very useful, is ask yourself what would happen if this meeting never took place. Like, just ask that question to yourself, and the answer has to be honest. You can't have your ego and your self importance attached to it. Is there like some tremendous value that people will get out of what you have to say? If the answer is nothing or not really, then save everyone the horror, please. I'm telling you, please. Just save everybody the horror. Nobody wants to listen to you just ramble along, and people will be polite and just like listen. But they mostly, if you're doing remote, they'll not be on camera, do something else, and just lose credibility. After some point, people just treat you like white noise. So please save everyone the horror. Best meeting is no meeting. Second thing to consider, all right, is having a goals and result oriented approach. What do I mean? Goals plus results, right? So before every meeting that you do, craft your goals. What is the goal of this meeting? Is it to just educate? Is it to inform? Is it to make a critical decision? Is it to gain certain information, right? Or what is the underlying purpose of this? Is it a conflict resolution meeting, or is it just a gathering to give a demo? So those goals should be clearly outlined, and who is it for, right? Once you've outlined your and crafted your goals, outline the desired outcomes that you want to obtain by the end of the meeting. So one of the examples could be, so if you want to inform about a new feature, so your audience base should be aware that hey, this new feature is coming, right? So that's just an example, but you need to know what is the desired outcome. Having a meeting is an action, all right? Let's get out of this thought like just throw something on the calendar. No, your time is not a garbage disposal. You can't just throw something on the calendar. Please, let's treat it in that fashion. So that's two. The third thing is like having those written down before the meetings, right, and send it to the audience as well. You should know the goal, but your audience should also know the goal. Otherwise, like they'll come with their own inhibitions, and they should be aware why you're having that particular meeting. Otherwise, people just show up to meetings, meetings after meetings after meetings after meetings. Nobody's just waiting for your particular voice to show up. Um, you know so, if I'm sounding a little harsh, guys, sorry, but this is just the reality. I hope the point or the message gets across. Uh, the last one is, making sure that these are like clear, complete, and specific. That someone who's reading it really understands that, hey, this meeting is just for me to come in and listen to those particular new features which I'm, and is it really exciting for me and useful for me, then I should attend. um, so those are the kind of software aspects that you need to consider. So having a goal plus result oriented approach. Craft your goals, outline the outcomes, write your goals before the meetings and send it. Make sure that they're clear, complete, and concise. That's the best way to go about it. Now, the third thing, so we covered so far, make sure if you are having a meeting, that is it really required? Best meeting is no meeting. Second is having the goals and result oriented approach. The third thing now is just a level deeper, is critically challenging your own goals, right? So now I had outlined an example to you guys just when I gave you the example, and I'm challenging that. Is I want to um, get everybody aware of these particular new features of my product, right? It's just information dissemination, right? You just have to give information to everybody else, right? So I want to challenge, what's an alternative way or a less expensive, and I use the term expensive in terms of time. Time is an expense. So what is another alternative that I can use to just achieve the same, right? For example, you want to distribute this information, you may find like email, Slack, DMs, or screenshot shares, or anything that can get the attention of your users. You can do a combination of both, but is it really required for you to have a particular meeting? Is what you want to, again, like challenge your goal. What can I do that can help save time and save that information also? So realize that a meeting is a team activity. Save tasks that require a team effort, and the meeting, everybody will really appreciate the fact that you care about the goals and also the time, right? So time saved is also equating to money saved. So efficiency is also huge, right? The fourth thing is take control of your time, right? Not a lot of people talk about this. Respect it. If you don't respect your own time, good luck. I mean, nobody else is going to come and respect your time. If you find yourself in meetings after meetings without an agenda, I think it's okay to drop out of it, or just say that there is no agenda, and decline, or politely ask for the agenda. Just going after meeting which are agendaless and take away time from your day does not add value to you, your team, or the company that you're working for, or building the company for yourself. So respect your time, and it's okay to drop out. And it's actually more polite if you do so, respecting someone else's time and yours as well. So that would be number 4. And number 5 is, again, we've discussed this before, so I'm not going to beat it down. Is just focusing on the main problem. Avoid unnecessary chit chats, although entertaining. These are like waste of time. Sometimes they'll distract from the main focus and mislead others. Save the fun for some better occasions. where they might get more traction or they'll be appreciated. But when you are having these meetings with your engineering team or your your prospective customers, once you have that, a little rapport building is fine, but after that, please stick to the problem and come to the solution as quick as possible and avoid those unnecessary chit chat. So those are the five key things. So number one, if you were to summarize, best meetings is no meetings. Ask yourself, what would happen if this meeting never took place. Second, have a goals and results oriented approach. Craft your goals, make sure that they're clear and you disseminate that information ahead of time. Third, critically challenge your own goals as well and see if there's an alternative method to achieving the same result that is less time expensive. Fourth, take control of your time, respect it, no one else will. And finally, focus on the main problem that's on the hand and a solution that solves that particular problem so that you can move on to the next one quickly. Thank you so much for listening to this. And please, or as always, feel free to share your thoughts. We love to hear what else is there to add to this conversation as well. Thank you so much.